saffron coconuts here. We finally got some sun, which is awesome. And today I'm going to be planting some potatoes, which you can see in the back there. Let's get to it. In a previous video, I had mentioned that I was going to grow potatoes, and I highlighted on what I was going to use for my soil mix. So here it is. I've got some coco coir, perlite, organic compost, some potato fertilizer. So I'm gonna mix that up. The garden center where I get my coco coir from sells them in these bricks. They're about 1 inch thick by 10 by 10 by 10 inches and 1 inch. So there's 4 of them in a pack, costs about 20 bucks. I'm just gonna mix this in this old cooler that I have here. It's broken. I don't intend on putting any food in it, so it serves as a nice container. I had to break up the brick a little bit in order for it to fit inside here, but got some water in there and that's going to soak up. So here are my potatoes. Let's open it up and see what we got inside. So inside were 3 separate packages. Violet Queen potatoes, which have a purple skin. Banana potatoes, which have a yellow skin. And Eileen potatoes, which have a red skin. And there's probably about a dozen sweet potatoes in each one of these. Some of them have started rooting, as you can see right there. So I'm going to get these, hopefully some of them planted today. And what I'm using for planters are these plastic containers. And I'm also using old shopping bags that have broken handles. I can't use these for shopping anymore, so I kind of kept them around for a little bit, and I thought, hey, they would make a great use for my gardening. What I do need to do is punch some holes at the bottom, or cut some holes at the bottom, so that the water can drain out, and that's really important when growing potatoes. This one here will probably drain out already because it's looks like it's a porous material. The coco coir is pretty much ready to go. You squeeze it. Shouldn't be too much water coming out of it. I can see a drop or two, but that's pretty much ready to go. A few chunks in here that still haven't broken up yet, but that'll absorb into the rest of this media. So just to give you an idea how much I got from it, that's one of the bricks, and from that I got all of this. It's almost as deep as my trowel, so I would say that's about 4 times as much as what I put into it. Of course it's all water, but now we're going to start mixing it up. So to my coco coir, I'm going to add some perlite, which I've already pre-washed, and I just use this wax box here. Came in handy. Some organic compost and fertilizer. Now we just mix it all up so we get a even mixture. In order for me to get my bags ready for the potatoes, I need to cut some holes into these guys. I'm just gonna snip off the corners right about there. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. So I snipped off the corners, as well as some little notches here in the middle. And that should give it some adequate drainage so that the potatoes don't rot. So I'm ready to fill my bags. Once again, I've got coco coir, perlite, organic compost, and fertilizer mixed into here. And I will give you the proportions in the description box below. And some of you might be asking why I don't use peat moss. Well, peat moss is not a renewable resource, whereas coco coir is. It comes from the cocoa husk of the coconuts, and that is a renewable resource. So that's why I'm using it. I've got about 2 inches in there. I'm just going to put a little bit more. Okay, that should be good. So on top of that, I'm going to put some of my seed potatoes. Get back to you in a moment. So here are my seed potatoes. I had a fairly large one here, which I've cut in half. That's given me 2 pieces, plus these 3, or these other 2. So that'll give me 4 pieces altogether, and that should be enough to fill this bag here. Now what I want to do is, if you look at it, you'll see that there are quite a few eyes that are starting to pop out. You don't need all of them, you only need 2. So I'm going to go and clean up some of these, such as this one here. And that's a nice big one, so I'm going to be leaving that alone. And when we plant it, we want to plant it with these eyes pointing up. So that's what the inside of a purple potato looks like, and these are called violet queen potatoes. Violet queen potatoes. So I've got one eye there, another at the bottom, and another right there. So I'm going to go ahead and plant this. That's going to go right there. And these eyes are kind of on the side here, so I'm going to put that right there. So we'll go there. And there we go. Might be hard to see, but I've staggered them. And now what I will do is cover them up. Well, that completes planting of the potatoes, part 1. I've got violet queen there and the banana potatoes there. I only had 2 bags, so I wasn't able to plant the 3rd bag, but I'll do that later on in part 2. And what's going to happen is these guys will throw up shoots, and when the shoots start to show themselves, then I can add more soil. And as you build it up, that's called earthing it up, I believe. And when it gets up to the top and they're full, then hopefully the potatoes would be ready to harvest by then.